All right, today's video is the tool swap meet meetup, where we all get together about bi-monthly, talk tools, sell tools, bring tools, and pick up some really good tools, have some great conversations, as I'm sure you've heard Scoutcrafter talk about and share. And I know he's got a video coming out Monday, which is going to go through, I'm sure, some of the finds that he got. So let me show you what I got, and it was just a great time. So this was the second time that I brought stuff to sell, and I did okay. I probably sold as much as I bought, so that's always a good thing when it's kind of a wash in the end, and you're bringing home a little less than you came with, or at least the same amount. But it was a really crappy day. It was rainy out, and I didn't know what to expect, but the turnout was just great. A lot of guys showed up, brought tools to sell. There was a couple of guys there that I've never interacted with before, that I bought a couple of items from, and then all the usual regulars were there as well, and it was just a great time. So let's see what I picked up. So as soon as I get there, I run into Scoutcrafter, and he's got this in his hand, and he's like, "Hey Tom, I saw this as soon as I came in, and I picked it up for you." And it's just a really great SK tin. I would estimate this one probably from the 60s based on the label on it. And what I like about it so much is it doesn't have those plastic socket trays. It's got a divider in here to hold your ratchet. All your sockets can go in here. And I'm thinking of making this a metric socket set. Put some nice SK metric sockets in there. And this event's not supposed to start till I think 6. But, most of the guys are a lot older than me, retired, and they're getting there at 4:30, 4 o'clock, and they're snagging all the good stuff. And I had to work, and I didn't get there until later, probably about 5:30. And I told John, I said, "Hey, if you see any SK stuff, grab it for me, because I will be getting there late," and he did that. So really appreciate that. The next item up is this ratchet. This is a Craftsman BE half-inch ratchet, beautiful condition. Obviously a little bit of pitting here, but not overly concerned about it, as I could clean that up. And it is just so smooth. It's been so used. I don't have one of these. Scoutcrafter did that video recently where he redid one of these. He picked up a couple of these, I believe, in Jacktown. I think he had a 3/8 and a half-inch. And that'll just be great in the collection. It's mechanically functions beautifully, and it's just so well worn in a good way, so it doesn't have back drag. And I love the mechanism on that on-off switch. It's just so unique. Or it's on-off, I guess. And that's just a great find, and that is one that'll be in the collection. And next up is this one. And I paid $5 for that, if I didn't mention that. And I paid $5 for this one as well. This one just caught my eye. Look at that. And I didn't realize when I ran into Scoutcrafter, he told me, he's like, "Yeah, I got one of those. I've done a video on it." And sure enough, I went back and watched it, and he has done one of these. But is that neat or what? He did it about 3 years ago, and I know I've seen these over the years, but I just didn't remember where. And when I saw this, I was like, I had to have it. As you can see there, made in the USA. The Her brand is completely worn off on it. J10. And they make several different versions of these, and I believe someone even rebranded these at one point. I can't remember exactly who now. But I noticed this though when I got it home, and I'm not overly concerned, as this is just a wall hanger or a drawer filler. But look how nice it operates. When I go to that would be the off position. When I go to the on position, it's got a little bit of I don't know if it's a slip or what. So I'm going to take that apart and see what's going on with that. If I can fix it, I fix it. I might just need to pull the spring, maybe tighten it up a little bit, or clean out the actual gears in there. So we'll see what we can do with that. And then these last couple of items I got from my buddy Bruce. He's just a great guy, and he absolutely knows everything. That you might see a tool, you don't know what it is, he knows what it is. So there was this item here, take a look at it, that nobody knew what the heck it was. I've got a selling it knew what it was, but he was asking people, and we just couldn't figure it out. So we ended up asking Bruce. I said to everybody, I said, "I guarantee you Bruce knows what this is," and sure enough, he did. So if you know what that is, put it in the comment section, and maybe in a future video. I will definitely in a future video let you know what it is, as well as maybe in a couple days I'll respond to the comments and let you know if you're right or not. And I'm sure you can read through the comments and somebody will know what it is. And then there was another item there, which was this clamp. And it's just a really unique clamp. And I meant to ask Bruce to ask him what that was, and I just didn't get around to it. He would know exactly what that unique style clamp would be for. So if you know what that is as well, put that in the comment section. All right, so the first item I got from Bruce is this Klein screwdriver. And I just never really seen one like this before, because it's not a screwdriver, I guess. What this is a threader. And he only wanted, let's see, $5 for this. And, you know, I since learned when I got home, I looked, these are going for closer to $30. As you can see here, you could flip it around. It has, you know, several different sizes on each side. There's 6 sizes of thread on each one. So if you're doing something in an electrical box and the screw is just boogered up and it's not going in, you could use this to gently clean out those threads and put it in. Or if it's completely stripped out, you can make it a size bigger and put a bigger screw in to hold the receptacle or whatever it is that you're working on. And this will just look great in the Klein electrical toolbox. That I don't have a Klein electrical toolbox. I have a Kennedy electrical toolbox, but when I open it up, it'll actually maybe look like I know what I'm doing with all these Klein tools. I thought that was real neat for $5, and appreciated that. And then next up was this beautiful vise. So the jaws on this measure 7 inches across, and this thing is no joke. It is a stout wood vise. I think it goes about 13 inches, maybe front to back. Let's see. No, it's not even. So about 10 inches front to back. But that's the dilemma I have on this. I have to find a bench that I have that this could mount underneath, and I'll still have the clearance. But that's, you know, something I'll figure out. I just look at this thing. It's beautiful. Made in the USA. Craftsman. Probably, I don't know, 50s? 60s if I had to guess. It's so lightly used. He said, I just said, I love it. And he said, well, make me an offer. And he had that 25 tag on. I said, I'll give you 20. And he said, sure, take it. And look at the threads on it. I mean, it looks like, honestly, it was never used. I know it's got a little bit of marks on the casting, but when you look at it, Bruce even said, he goes, I don't even know if that thing was ever mounted. Because when you look where you would mount this, I guess there is a little bit there. But when he found that it was on top of the bench, he said, and it is just in very, very lightly used, probably in someone's basement. And my guess is, and if you know, let me know, this might have been made by Colombian. I don't know who made these vices for Craftsman back in the day, but that is just a beautiful vise for $20. And I just couldn't leave that there. I had to have that. That's just that history and that beautiful old vintage stuff that I love so much. All right, so as you saw there, I think the configuration of the springs might have been backwards. Definitely seems to be working much better in both directions, no issues. So for just a quick fix, I wanted to see if I could get it working. Cleaned it up a little bit just while I had it there with manual brush. Nothing really on the wire wheel or anything. So it just goes to show, if you want to just kind of put some great old tools back in service, you can do that without any real equipment, belt sanders and wire wheels and whatnot. You can do a lot just by hand. Now one day I might take this and want to take this to the next level and get all this off, but I just don't think I would on this one, and I'll tell you why. This one is just so worn. Look at the play here. Even though it still works good and you could use this, it just has too much play in here. And that's because of the design of this. This faceplate is what really just over the years from so much use gradually wears out, and that's what would hold the play on this. So I don't know if the only way to really fix that, it would be a lot of work, is get a piece of tin or steel that was thin, cut it out, and make the hole a little tighter, put it behind this, and then screw it in. That's the only way I could think to fix it, but it'll look great in the drawer, and I'm sure I'll come across one in much better condition, or at least one that doesn't have as much play, and then maybe I would take that one to the next level. But until then, this is just a neat one to have in the toolbox. I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen one like this. All right, let's wrap this video up. How about that beautiful Craftsman vise for 20 bucks? Looks like barely used. That surface rust will wipe right off. Tiny bit of wire wheeling on those steel rods back there, and this thing will clean up like it was 1950 brand new. And these ratchets, these really unique design, just glad to own them for 5 bucks. Love that switch, love that switch. And this will look great in the electrical toolbox. And thank you, Scoutcrafter, for securing that SK tin for me. Hopefully I have enough metric ones to make a nice metric SK socket set. So I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.